This is the second, or the number 2 HVAC indoor air handler. Some people call it the furnace, call it what you will. You can see these plastic exhaust and air supply piping. That means it's a high efficiency condensate drain system, drain filter. So we've got our care and use manual over here. I had some trouble finding one of these loose, and it'll be on the report if I can't get it back tight, but one of those was loose. There's the care and use manual. Yahoo! Okay, we've got that. So in the furnace, since it's when it's high efficiency condensating furnace, that means it extracts. This is still exhausting carbon monoxide and noxious gases out of the house. So it's still doing that, and it's got a conical return up there. You can see it's kind of wider, so one pipe is inside of the other. So this would be the air intake, this would be the air exhaust because it's high efficiency. But the thing, the thing, this furnace captures so much heat, all the heat that you paid for, and puts it in the air and makes it more efficient. Okay, but you still have the gases. But when you have a condensating system like this that's saving the heat like it is, okay, it creates a a byproduct called condensate. And that's why our safety pan, we're used to seeing safety pans over the evaporator coils. We're used to seeing these. But, so what happens here is we've extended our pan because now, through the process of condensation, through the process of extracting all the heat, we've created a byproduct called condensate. And condensate is highly acidic. And so the condensate comes out here, and this is a trap. And you open this up and clean out junk. This is not a filter. This is not a neutralizing filter. And this pipe on the end over here, because this is coming past, this is a vent pipe. This should be open. Alright? This pipe over here is a clean out pipe. It should have a cap on it. Okay, it depends on where it is on the trap. If it's in front of the trap, that's a clean out. If it's behind the trap, it is a vent pipe. So the highly acidic condensate's coming through here without a condensate filter. And it's going into this pipe. This pipe goes into your sewer. We're going to come back to that. And we know it's been working. We know it's been condensating. We know the pan is necessary because we've got all this rust in the pan. Okay, that rust already at 1 year, we've got a big old pile of rust in here from the condensate. One, it's supposed to do it. Two, you don't have a neutralizing filter. So we're going to go on here a little farther. Since this pan extends out farther, we've got to hold this pan up. And we've got this, we're holding our system up with conventional straps, which are sufficient to hold the system up. But our pan has been held up in such a way that if this leaks, this is a safety pan. If this leaks, what's to keep the water from draining on the outside of these straps past this to your attic floor, to the ceiling down below? Nothing. Nothing's keeping it from doing that. These straps should have been installed inside, and I guess they're down here to hold it for some sort of security. This one's a little looser. Alright. But once the pan's held, everything should stop there. It's not pushing up. It's not offering any upward support. It's supposed to be hanging. Why it goes down like that, I don't know. Now over here, it's not as critical because this is your evaporator coil. Okay, so this pan comes off of here, comes off of here, comes outside. It's not touching, but over here, this is bad. This is bad because just like it leaks there, it could leak down here, leak onto your attic floor, could leak down onto your ceiling below. Alright, so that's that. We've got the cover off. I'm trying to go in the order of the report mostly. And what we have here is our evaporator coils. Now, when this system, within the first 60 days, all of this should have been registered. This is your fresh air induction vent, this is your furnace, this is your evaporator coil. All this should have been, and then your condensing unit outside. All of this should have been registered within 60 days so that we know that it all matches, so the manufacturer knows that it all matches. Because with this system, with this Linux system, okay, you get a free extended warranty. You get a free extended warranty. How about that? You don't get it if it's not registered within 60 days. Why is that important? Because without that, you've got the builder's warranty. builder's 1 or 2 year warranty, whatever the installer. A lot of times installers' warranties only cover the labor. And we come down here and we look around here and the refrigerant, it says see below, and come down here and come down here, and it doesn't tell us what it is, but I'm willing to bet, okay, at the design pressure. I believe that 10 is a 410A. If I find out these condensing units are 410A, and I will, they are. I'm making an assumption right now. It's raining. I started in here. This is the second video of the day. Alright, I'm not wet yet. So if this is R22 system, it's no longer R22 is no longer manufactured in the United States. It's no longer legally imported in the United States. They no longer sell. They'll sell a fan, but anything that has to do with the refrigerant piping, your coils in here, no longer manufactured. They can sell them as long as they're on the shelf. No foul there. They're doing it every day, all day long, everywhere in the United States, just about. Your condensing unit, your compressors, no longer manufactured in the United, no longer manufactured. They can sell compressors. They can sell parts for these for as long as they're on the shelves. Do they have spare refrigerant? Yeah, they've got spare refrigerant. They saved up for it. They knew they were planned obsolescence. But as the system gets older, what will happen is as it gets older, the refrigerant is going to be more difficult to come by, and the prices are going to go up, and the prices are going to go up further than that, and it's going to be an expensive system to maintain. And if something breaks and you have to replace the system, well, if you got the installation, but are the parts warranted? I don't know. I have an air conditioning friend, a buddy of mine, and he tells me that he does thousands upon thousands of dollars of work every year on these systems that his clients have to pay for, that should have been under warranty. But the warranty papers weren't filled out and it wasn't sent in to the manufacturer. So it's imperative that you get that done. Okay, so as we move on along here, that is the evaporator, this is the condensing, this is the furnace, okay? Now coming along here, this is the evaporator coil. This is the one that should have the cap on it for the clean out. This is the one that's okay that is open. This one does not need a neutralizing filter. This one needs a neutralizing filter. Why? Because these pipes commingle and they go in the same system. This pipe goes into your sewer. So this is a high efficiency air conditioning unit, and when the evaporator coils are working, the air is being dragged across these coils, and the temperature of the air is being dropped, and byproduct of that is condensation. Okay, and these coils are holding the condensation, and then the cool air that's been dehumidified and made more comfortable goes through the system, and everything is fine. No big deal. That's all right. Yet, okay, so when this system turns off, the air quits blowing through here, the coils are holding all the water, dump all the water. And when the water dumps, it goes down this drain. And then this drain goes to the sewer. Well, this is called a shallow trap. Most manufacturers want a deep trap. A shallow trap, when the water dumps. The last car is like a roller coaster. The last car follows the first car, so it dumps. Swoosh! Now, this is not a self-cleaning trap, but it is a self-clearing trap. So what happens is the water runs down like that, the trap is left open, the sewer gases come back up through here, they come back up in here, they hang out in here, making friends and stuff, and doing whatever it is that sewer gases do, and then when the air conditioner kicks back on it, it blows it all and evenly distributes it through the house. Now you won't smell it because it'll be so, until you get a really, really, really big problem. But you won't smell it because it'll be so diluted that you would never smell it. But that's what's happening. That's why the manufacturer wants a deep trap. We need a deep trap. We need a cap on this. It's okay not to be capped. We need a cap on this. Alright? And should have had a deep trap. That's what we should have had. And then we go on to the ventilation system. I don't know where to start on this exactly. This is the fresh air induction. This is a vent on the outside of the wall right here. This is a fresh air induction fan. It brings this house as a tight house. Okay, so it was manufactured to be a tight, energy-efficient house. What we've discovered is when we make our houses so tight, we make them so good like that, what happens is we get sick house syndrome. We're supposed to bring fresh air into the house. And so we have these fresh air inductions. There's actually a filter in here. It needs to be changed every once in a while too. All right, or cleaned. Okay, there's your filter right there. It's our fresh induction. If you'll notice here, we got some controls. Why? Because it's supposed to run a certain amount of time. What do you mean a certain amount of time? I mean, it can run not often enough, or it could run too often so that the house becomes uncomfortable, conditions change in the house, your energy bill goes up, lots of reasons. But for whatever reasons, these things were designed to be adjusted to the proper ones. So different systems would have a different setting. The manufacturer, the installer, should have set those where they belong. And if you're not comfortable in your home or whatever, the next time this house is serviced, you might want to have them just say, hey, is this thing set right? And 24/7 is not right. 24/7 is not right. So you want to make sure that it's adjusted right. Now, since we're over here, probably could have started with this. See this light switch? See how it's got this hook on it? That's a good thing. On, off. This is the way this light switch is supposed to look. See this furnace with a rocker switch? It doesn't say on and off. It's not supposed to look like that. These switches should be identical, and they should not be look like that. They should both look like this. This is the way this switch is supposed to look. So we're coming along here. We got a fresh air vent. We got a fresh air filter, just like I showed you. Air's all coming in here. And we work our way over here a little bit, and what we see is our insulation has been compromised. See this? You're losing all kinds of energy efficiency there. See that? You're losing all kinds of energy efficiency there. This has all been boogered up, torn, abused. Something's happened to it so that it's not like it's supposed to be. That's supposed to be all fixed up. And then we come on along, and our ductwork is not supposed to be binding. Okay? See this nylon web? This is like the cheap elastic in a pair of underwear that rolls up and makes those marks all around your hips and stuff. No, these things are supposed to have saddles underneath them so they disperse the weight and they don't reach in and cut the perimeter of your insulation, and it's going to tear it like this over here. That's what it's going to do. It's going to damage it. It's going to kink it. It's going to cause you to have inconsistent air temperatures throughout the house. All these web belts should have had saddles installed underneath them. Why? Because the manufacturer says so. That's why. So this was not installed as per manufacturer's installation instructions. And of course, nobody likes this torn stuff.